Okay, so imagine this. Pocketing an extra, what, $125, maybe even $250 in tips,
Mm-hmm.
just in one shift.
Mm-hmm. On top of the hourly wage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's apparently what some beverage cart attendants are pulling in on golf courses. Welcome to Dollar Side Hustle, your go-to podcast for all things side hustle.
Glad to be diving in.
So today we're really digging into what it's like to be a beverage cart attendant as a side hustle. You might picture it as just cruising around in the sun.
Yeah, working on your tan maybe.
Right. But we want to unpack what it really takes to do well and, well, if those potential earnings stack up against the downsides.
Based on what people actually doing the job say, right?
Exactly. Think of this as a crash course. What skills do you need? What are the challenges? The big question, especially for beginners, can you actually make decent money driving around selling, beers and snacks?
And the short answer seems to be absolutely, yeah. But like you said, those tips are the main thing.
That's the key driver, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is. From everything we've seen, tips average like a pretty hefty 25%, sometimes up to 50% of each sale. It's less about just, handing over a can.
It's more than the product itself.
Precisely. You're selling an experience, a bit of convenience, a touch of luxury out there on the course.
Which explains those reported figures, like $125 to $250 a shift. Especially, busy weekends.
Definitely prime time.
But, okay, for someone just starting to think about this, there's a really important thing to remember. Most of these jobs, they're part-time or seasonal.
Right, which usually means no benefits.
Yeah, probably no paid time off, no health insurance, that kind of thing. So you really have to weigh those potential big tip days against, well, your overall financial situation and goals.
It's a trade-off for sure. And what also jumps out is that it looks simple, but the actual role, it's got quite a few different parts to it.
Yeah, let's break that down. What does a beverage cart attendant actually do? I mean, yes, obviously you're driving a cart, selling drinks, snacks.
The basic.
But it's definitely more involved, isn't it? You got to keep that cart stocked, organized, even when it's boiling hot outside.
And customer service is just paramount.
Totally crucial. You're often the main face of the course golfers interact with, so being positive, friendly, even with maybe difficult customers.
Which happens.
It happens. And remember, those interactions, they directly link back to your tip potential.
And there's another big piece beginners might not immediately clock. Safety?
Oh, definitely. Good point.
Yeah.
You're literally navigating a live golf course, balls flying, clubs swinging.
Yeah, you need serious spatial awareness.
Right. Prioritizing safety your own. And the golfers, it's huge. Like keeping a safe distance, knowing when to wait at tee boxes, stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Now, there's also a less glamorous side we should mention, based on, well, firsthand accounts, the potential for unwanted attention or kind of uncomfortable interactions.
Yeah, that definitely comes up, especially, it seems, for women attendants.
We heard about things like, cheesy pickup lines, maybe inappropriate nicknames.
Yeah.
Happening pretty regularly, like daily.
Which brings up a really important point about setting boundaries.
Right,
Right?
absolutely. Providing good service is the job. Tolerating discomfort, that's not...
You have to find that balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be great at service, but also, maintain respect. People use different strategies, humor maybe, or just directly but politely shutting comments down.
We can probably touch on specific tactics for handling that while still trying to earn well later on.
Good idea. So, yeah, as you can tell, it's multifaceted. It's customer service, safety, communication, maybe even a bit of psychology.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It really is a mix.
Okay, so if someone's listening and thinking, all right, I think I can handle that, what are the real keys to success? Especially for a beginner diving into this side hustle.
Well, like we kind of touched on, customer service is just, it's everything, non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Friendly, attentive, efficient. That's your baseline. But maybe going a little beyond just politeness. Like trying to remember orders if you see the same group again, offering refills before they ask, maybe suggesting something they might like, little personal touches.
Right. People appreciate that, especially when they're out there trying to relax and have fun.
And what seems really effective is being proactive.
Yeah, don't just wait for them to flag you down.
Exactly. Make frequent rounds. Ask every group if they need anything, even if they look like they're okay. It shows you're on the ball, ready to help.
Makes sense. Visibility is key.
Now, besides just being friendly, a little bit of salesmanship maybe, that could really boost the earnings.
Yeah, but not in like a pushy way, more strategic.
Right. Thinking about maybe subtly guiding people towards items with a higher margin or suggesting add-ons.
Like what?
Oh, recommending a specific snack that goes well with their beer or mentioning a combo deal if the course has one. Even just a simple, hey, want some chips with that? Or offering water.
Those little extras add up over a shift.
They really do.
And just basic product knowledge helps too, right?
Oh, yeah. Knowing what you actually have, being able to answer simple questions, it just looks professional. Builds a bit of trust.
Definitely.
And another practical tip for beginners, get familiar with the course layout.
Knowing the geography helps efficiency.
Big time. Helps you get to golfers faster. And one strategy we heard, kind of clever for beginners, drive the course in reverse order.
Oh, interesting. Why?
Well, the thinking is you'll run into golfers earlier in their round, maybe before they've even had a chance to buy anything from the clubhouse or other cart pass.
Ah, smart. Catch them early. Makes sense.
So, okay, we've talked drinks and snacks,
Yeah.
but what else could you potentially offer from the cart?
Yeah, this is where you can add some real extra value and maybe boost those tips.
Like carrying things golfers often forget or suddenly realize they need. Stuff like sleeves of golf balls, sunscreen, bug spray.
Yeah, turning your cart into a sort of mini mobile pro shop.
Exactly. It's super convenient for them. They'll often pay a bit extra for that convenience, and it probably leads to better tips.
Shows you're thinking ahead about what they might need out there.
Totally. Now, maybe not the main goal, but something else that happens out there. Potential networking.
How do you mean?
Well, you're interacting with all sorts of people, right? Often successful professionals, people from different industries.
So not like aggressively handing out business cards.
Probably not. More just, being personable, friendly, making a good impression. You never know who you might meet or what connection might sort of happen serendipitously.
It's just being open to it.
Yeah. And hey, for people who actually love golf, there's another potential perk, right?
Oh, yeah, the free golf. Or discounted, at least.
At some courses, employees get playing privileges. That could be a huge benefit if you're into the game yourself.
Definitely a nice bonus.
So yeah, lots of potential upside, good money, maybe some perks, but it's super important for beginners to keep it real. Like we said, that harassment stuff, uncomfortable interactions, they can happen. You got to weigh that.
It's part of the reality you need to consider.
And also, be aware, it's not all leisurely cruising. There's a physical side to it.
Right, you're out in the elements lifting things.
Exactly. Driving
Really?
the cart, yeah, but also lifting coolers, dealing with maybe bumpy paths, and need some stamina. Got to keep your energy up through the shift.
True. But on the flip side, something a lot of attendants seem to really like is the autonomy.
Ah, the independence factor.
Yeah, there's often minimal direct supervision. You're kind of your own boss out there on the course.
Which is great if you like that freedom. But it also means when issues pop up, you're often the one who has to handle them solo. Like running your own little...
Mini business on wheels.
Exactly. Requires some self-reliance, good judgment.
For sure.
Okay, so let's nail down some initial, tactical tips for beginners trying to maximize what they earn. First off, timing.
Right. Weekends are generally way busier.
Definitely prioritize weekend shifts if you can. And think about when golfers get thirsty or hungry. Early morning, maybe after the first few holes kick in, late afternoon when it's hot.
Be there when demand is likely highest.
And knowing the course helps here too. Learn where those bottlenecks happen, where groups tend to wait.
Ah, prime selling spots. Good thinking.
And just keep making rounds. Visibility. Be seen. Maybe try that reverse order route we mentioned to catch more people early.
Makes sense. Proactive movement, strategic positioning.
Then, when you do approach a group,
Yeah.
first impressions matter, right? Project confidence, be enthusiastic, genuinely friendly.
Maybe avoid just asking, you guys good?
Yeah. Try something more open, like, hey folks, what can I get for you today? Something that invites an order.
Nice.
And then use those simple upselling tricks.
Well.
Suggesting combo, want chips with that, offering water. And definitely mention those easy add-ons, sunscreen, bug spray.
Little things that add up. Small wins.
Exactly. They boost the total sale, which hopefully boosts the tip. Now, that tricky subject again, handling unwanted attention. This is crucial for beginners to think about beforehand.
Absolutely. The main thing is, you have the right to set boundaries.
100%. Humor can sometimes deflect things, maybe.
Sometimes. Or you might need to be more direct. Assertive, but still professional.
Yeah.
Setting clear expectations.
Right. We also heard some attendants find wearing a wedding ring, even a fake one, can sometimes act as a deterrent.
Maybe. No guarantees, though, unfortunately.
True. Ultimately, it comes down to your personal comfort level.
Yep.
And please don't hesitate to report serious issues to your manager or supervisor. You're not alone in dealing with this stuff.
So important. Find strategies that work for you, protect your well-being.
So, yeah, wrapping up for beginners. Go into this side hustle with your eyes open. Know the potential downsides, the challenges, but also see the real opportunities for earning good money, for growth.
It's about balancing that earning potential with your own boundaries and comfort.
Definitely a hustle that rewards being proactive, having good people skills, and thinking a bit strategically. Now, here's a final thought for you listening. Picture yourself as a golfer. Beautiful sunny day, the beverage cart rolls up. What's one small thing that a tenant could do that would make you really remember them, make you think, wow, great service, and maybe tip a little extra?
Interesting question to ponder.
Let us know what you think in the comments. And hey, if this deep dive into the beverage cart world was helpful, do us a favor. Like this. Subscribe for more side hustle breakdowns.
It helps us keep bringing you this info.
And definitely check out the show notes. We'll put some links in there for resources if you're thinking about starting your own side hustle journey. Just so you know, those are affiliate links, and any small commissions help support the show.
We appreciate the support.
And to learn about even more side hustle methods, head over to our website, dollarsidehustle.com. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, happy hustling.
Until our next exploration, keep that hustle strong.